So, you've linked the first flame a dozen times, speedrun the kiln in under an hour, and you can quote item descriptions like scripture. You know the bosses, the shortcuts, the optimal builds, but the world of Lordran was never really interested in handing you its whole story. Only fragments, like glints in the ash. It's almost like Miyazaki wanted us to dig for it, you know? And today we're dusting off 7 of those fragments. Secrets that are so quietly stitched into the fabric of the game itself that even the most weathered Chosen Undead, myself included, walked right past them. But not anymore. Ready to see the familiar become foreign? Because once you see these, it's hard to unsee them. Every corpse you loot, every hallway you sprint through, every enemy you shrug off as filler was once somebody's entire life. And what I've found across my own 4 playthroughs is that if you miss enough of these lives, if you don't slow down to truly absorb the context, the tragedy of Dark Souls becomes just another spooky backdrop. It just feels like a game. Well, we're about to fix that. 7 overlooked lore nuggets, 7 narrative gut punches, 7 reasons to replay the game you swore you understood. And just so you know, these might rearrange your head-canon. Look past the lava and the staggering dinosaur butts and you'll notice something curious, something that made me stop and think, every demon down there, Capra Taurus, even the Asylum reskins, drops humanity. Not souls, humanity. And if you spent any time with this game, you know that's not a coincidence. The item descriptions on the Goldham set tell a horrifying tale. The Witch of Izalith, in a desperate attempt to recreate the first flame, birthed chaos instead. The spell backfired, fusing the local townsfolk with their livestock, their tools, their very fear. That's why the demons often stand on 2 hooves, why their ribs jut out like they're still trying to scream, forever trapped between forms. It's a truly grotesque transformation. The humanity they drop is not a gameplay convenience, it's forensic evidence. They used to be you. Farmers, traders, maybe the same peasants who cheer when you ring the first spell of awakening. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Next time you farm for embers down there, remember you're not killing monsters, you're mercy-killing neighbors who couldn't outrun a failed science experiment. It's a tragic, sickening thought, and it completely changes the dynamic of that area. That pirouetting purple weirdo isn't voguing for fashion points, as much as his dance moves might suggest otherwise. No, scan the chapel after you drop him, rows of hollows stuffed into barrels, puddles of spilled estus, and 0 explanation initially. But then you remember the 6-eyed helm, and it states that channelers serve Sieve the Scaleless as scouts and collectors. Sieve, who's ever hungry for test subjects to crack the immortality puzzle, needs a steady supply of undead bodies. So what does a channeler do? He sets up a little pop-up market, barrels for crates, hollows for produce. He even keeps a lookout on the Bell Gargoyle's roof in case any promising unkindled wander through. It's chilling really to think of those barrels as cold storage for Seath's next experiment. Kill him early and you sabotage the Duke's supply line. Ignore him, and you've just let an express shipment of misery roll toward the archives. It's environmental storytelling at its coldest, and it truly underlines the systemic cruelty at play. You find Havel, or what's left of him, the hollow in the basement of the Undead Burg, wearing that iconic stone armor. But why lock away your own war hero, a loyal knight of Gwyn? It never quite made sense to me. The Great Magic Barrier Miracle calls Havel the sworn enemy of Seath. Gwyn, terrified of Seath's defection back to the dragons, needed the Scaleless one happy and compliant. So, what if it wasn't just a simple imprisonment? What if it was a calculated move? The theory, and it feels incredibly plausible, is that Gwyn manufactured a rebellion, pinned it on Havel, threw him in a tower with a hollowed watchman, and essentially handed Seath the key. Notice the basement door is guarded by a crystal golem prototype. Seath's signature calling card. A subtle but undeniable clue. Havel's gear never decays, yet his mind does. Proof that the sentence wasn't execution but eternal rotting, a fate worse than death. Gwyn preserved law and order by sacrificing his oldest friend. It's politics Lordran style. If you can't beat the dragon, you jail the guy who wants to. It really makes you question the nobility of the gods, doesn't it? Manius. The Four Kings. Artorias. Everyone who touches the abyss becomes both destroyer and creator. It's a paradox at the heart of the world. Kavi calls it the Age of Dark. Frampt sells you the Age of Fire. What neither serpent mentions, and what I think is truly profound, is that the abyss behaves like the Ouroboros, the snake that births the world by devouring itself. It's not just a destructive force, it's a cyclical engine. The dark soul fragmented into humanity. Humanity builds kingdoms. Kingdoms fear the dark. Dark swallows them whole, and from that swallowing something new crawls out. Ulasil, Londor, even the painted world. The game keeps asking whether you'll link the fire or let it die, but the abyss offers a third option, a deeper truth. Keep the cycle rolling, because extinction and genesis are in the grand scheme of things the same coin. That's why your character can stroll out of the abyss after defeating the Four Kings, without imploding. You're already part of the cosmic digestive fluid, a participant in its endless transformation. It's a truly mind-bending realization. One arrow, or one stray swing, and the sun-kissed capital of Anarlondo goes midnight blue. Guinevere pops like a balloon, Gwendolyn labels you a sinner, and Darkmoon blades hunt you for the rest of the playthrough. Most players treat the moment as a neat gimmick, a fun little secret, but dig deeper and you'll find it's far more significant. The illusion wasn't just Guinevere, it was the very concept that the gods still rule, that Anarlondo is still a bastion of light and power. Without it, Silver Knights vanish, Princess Guard miracles fail, and Anarlondo's perpetual noon proves to be nothing more than a nightlight for frightened deities. By breaking the spell, you declare that mythology is fragile, that faith can be shot down with a wood arrow. Mechanically, the game punishes you. No more pretty sun, no more cooperative summons, constant invasions, but narratively it frees you. You've seen the curtain, you've pulled back the veil, and now every subsequent playthrough carries that gnawing doubt. What else is cardboard? What other truths are being hidden from us? If these details already rearranged your headcanon, if they made you question everything you thought you knew, then the algorithmic gods would truly smile if you hit that subscribe button. You need the broken pendant to enter the DLC, to journey back in time to Ulasil, yet its description admits it was snatched from the hand of a fleeing citizen. And here's the kicker, the truly gut-wrenching part. That citizen is your past self, the one who confronted Manos, and in doing so, unknowingly sparked his rampage. The game makes you complicit, before you even understand the crime, before you even realize you were there. Looting the pendant from the crystal golem means you're reclaiming evidence of your own cowardice, your own failure to stop Manos. Entering Ulasil isn't a heroic side quest, it's returning to the scene of the accident, with the same reckless curiosity that caused it in the first place. The architects of Dark Souls love that irony, and it's a cruel one. Every door you open is a scar you already inflicted, a consequence you set in motion. It feels like a direct accusation from the game itself. This one isn't from Dark Souls 1 directly, but it's a brilliant piece of environmental storytelling that comments on the entire series. In Dark Souls 2, laddersmith Gilligan charges you a fortune for ladders, a comical but annoying character. Then, in Dark Souls 3, you find him dead in the profaned capital, ladders still strapped to his back like a morbid backpack. There's no item description that spells it out, but the implication is brutal and crystal clear. Greed transcends cycles. Every age needs entrepreneurs. Every entrepreneur eventually meets an age that doesn't negotiate. It's a memento mori for players who hoard souls, proof that avarice isn't reset when the fire fades, or when a new age begins. The trilogy quietly comments on itself. Same vices, different ash, different kingdom falling, but the same human flaws persist. It truly makes you wonder about the futility of it all. Dark Souls never wanted to beat you with its difficulty, it wanted to haunt you with context. Every ignored corpse, every cryptic syllable, every empty barrel is a breadcrumb, leading back to the same sobering thesis: kingdoms rot from the inside, heroes become jailers, and progress is just another word for forgetting. The secrets we covered today don't simply enrich headcanon, they recoil the story back at the player, making you a part of its tragic tapestry. The demons were neighbors, the prison warden is your patron deity, the abyss is your cradle, the sunlight is counterfeit, and the pendant you chased was your own guilty reflection. It really makes you see the game in a completely new light. So go kindle that bonfire, Ashen One. Just remember, the kindling used to be somebody's house. If this video peeled back even one layer you hadn't noticed, if it truly rearranged your understanding, share it with a friend who claims they've seen everything. Because in Lordran, and perhaps in life, pride is the one boss we never truly defeat.